Hey guys, welcome back. This is day 9. The affirmation for today is a beautiful one because it talks about self love. We are going to talk about self love today. I'm God's beautiful creation and I love myself. What do you think? Okay, always remember to focus on the thoughts that come to you directly as the first thing. So, what comes to your mind when you say this? On a scale of 1 to 10, how true do you think it is? And the number has to be 10. If it isn't, you need to work on it. Go inside, ask the questions. Why is it this? What do I need to do this? And do I actually need to do anything to do that? Go back to that baby example and think from that point of view. We are such a sophisticated creation of God, the God who made all those flowers, this beautiful nature, which is like, on spot. There is no problem, or they are nothing short of perfection. Right. This is just to give you some justification for why you are perfect, but just know that you are perfect. I am God's beautiful creation and I love myself. This one, I would actually recommend doing it in front of mirror. It will look into your eyes, make that connection, and say, I am God's beautiful creation. I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. In fact, you can actually try adding your name to it. Like, I'm God's beautiful creation, or Aparna is God's beautiful creation. Aparna loves herself. Add your, so as per Louise Hay, you must have heard about her. She's an amazing woman, did a lot of work in the domain of affirmations and all. As per her, if you actually use your, nickname, that childhood name, it will always be much more powerful. So look into the mirror and say, I love, and whatever is your nickname, if you do have fun, or whatever your parents used to call you. So that's about that. It's very powerful. Use it. I would say you can actually add it to every day if you want, henceforth, whatever affirmation you have, and you can actually add in the mirror in the morning. Maybe this is the first affirmation you do. I'm God's beautiful creation and I love myself. Or just say, I love Aparna, for example. For me, it would be, I love Aparna. And see how long does it take you to really, really mean it. And if you really, really, really mean it, you have done it. And congratulations on that. All right, so coming to the action of the day, self worth is directly proportional to money, actually equals money. Self worth equals money. We already talked about it. I have written it again because it's very, very important. Where can I love myself more? How can I embody it today? So, again, we talked about what will change if you valued yourself more, right? If you respected yourself more. Now we are talking about if you loved yourself more. There would be a slight change. There won't be a lot of, major changes. However, there would be slight changes, as I said earlier. The actions that come out of these 3 days, actually, day 10 also will talk about something in the same line. They are different, yet they might be similar. So ultimately, they are all about your self image, how you look at yourself, your identity. How can I love myself more? How can I embody it today? This can be as simple as changing the way you talk about yourself in your head. Walk with your chin up, make healthier choices, make time for self care, and take the needle moving actions towards your desires. So again, it's pretty similar to what we talked about on day 8. We said, how can I value myself more? So value is okay. I'm just trying to explain what's the difference between self-love and self-value. So you talk about yourself higher, but also you are considerate and kind to yourself. You're not very. So, for example, one of my subconscious natures, which I understood recently, is very, very critical, especially in case of myself. So, I would be like really mad at myself if I made a mistake, and I would, I'll spend a lot of time being mad at myself. And you would be, in general, a critical person to others also, instead of understanding the mistake. Of course, I mean, I'm not mean to them, but I do not accept any mistakes at my end. I did not used to accept, and I used to be really harsh at myself. How could you do that? How could you be so stupid? Why did you not, study before, analyze before enough? This was so obvious. You are not smart enough, blah, 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 blah. All of this will change when you start loving yourself. Think of a little child, and so the way you could work on it is, if you are a mom, it is easier. You think of your kids or a friend, a dear friend. If you're not a mom, think of a dear friend, and if they made the same mistake, what would you tell them? Would you not talk to them? Would you be mad at them for so long? Or would you try to understand their point of view? And would you try to understand that nobody's working to make a mistake? That's why it's called a mistake. It just happens. You did not plan for it, right? And then you would be kinder to yourself. So your self-talk changes when you love yourself. Yeah. You, instead of feeling ashamed of yourself, you start walking with your chin up. And you don't have to feel ashamed of yourself, but you feel a little more proud of yourself, a little more love towards yourself. Your body language changes. The way you dress changes. The way you drink water, take care, the way you nurture yourself changes. You see, and another good thing to do is to giving yourself some hugs that, I love you. And once you do all of that, you start working on your desires from love as well. And that actually impacts a lot. Again, right? Higher value, higher love. And tomorrow we'll talk about more time. So everything increases, and the actions change based on that. So, where can I love myself more? Keep asking it. Keep this question at the back of your head. And these questions are so deep, I won't say just finish them in a day. If you want to take longer, please feel free to do that. Like, you can take the couple of days, a whole week. Just keep writing, seeing the opportunity. So, how we work on these questions? I work on these questions is, so you give this question just to the universe, or in terms of technicalities, you give it to your RAC, your reticular activating system, RAS, your brain, which actually is whose job is to look for answers for you. If you leave the question open and just focus on everything else, it will come to you. You can sit on 10 minutes, sit on that question during the contemplating time, and you can actually try to write down whatever comes to your mind right away. However, I have seen the most awesome ahas come either after a meditation or when you're not forcing it. So the answers, and this is true for the whole exercise, the whole 21 days or 21 weeks, whichever way you plan to do it, or whatever number of days you plan to do it, is that all 21 cards, this is applicable. And that is that, keep the question open. Don't try to force an answer right away, and just trust that it will happen. And I can't tell you how much time I've wasted in forcing, and it took me a while to understand. While could be an year, could be a 1.5 year, could be, I don't know how long it took, but it took a very long time based on the personality that I was. It's just like, everything has to be done like a very independent, strong, action driven, logic driven personality, which I still am. However, I'm much more to it now. So now I do understand that pushing things won't make it faster. Not everything will be faster, especially when it comes to answers, the context, the subconscious mind, the universal, the spiritual stuff. It takes a while to click, and especially when you just let go of it. So just a added note here, which will actually be applicable to everything else. So yeah, keep going. Take it easy. Enjoy the process. And I can already feel this is so powerful. And this is, as I said, this is applicable to all the domains here of your life. We are talking about money specifically because that kind of impacts a lot of other ways in other ways. However, as you can see, we are already talking about ourself. It's a work that you have started and it will actually keep going. It never stops. It only gets better and better. And it's fun. It is fun. And it's interesting. And I congratulate you and look forward to working with you guys on the same. Take care. See you next time.